Cars have been racing through Monaco streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ott, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Okay then, let's get to it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Formula 1 Manager 2022. You join me here today for the Monaco Grand Prix. So we have done practice, not much to mention on car upgrades or anything like that. So we are as we were in the last race, and again we ran our engines on pretty low settings. So you can see at the end of practice 3, Alex was lapping 3 seconds off the pace, but again we were running things turned down. We did turn Theo up for a little bit, just for a lap or two to see what he could do, and he split the Aston Martin. So hopefully we can jump Vettel. With all being said and done in qualifying, but yeah, for now guys, this is where we stand. Before we continue, we must go back and change our car parts, and you can see we have a new engine in Theo's car, so that's why we were running it on pretty low. We'll give him a new ERS. Gearbox is fine for this race, and if we check Alex, you can see he's running an old spec engine, which will be on again for the next one. He'll get a new engine here. ERS is probably okay for this race. We'll change it as well. We'll go new on this car, and we'll also give him his second gearbox. So with that being said guys, you can see again we're doing pretty well on the confidence and the setups and stuff. We're doing okay, so we've not much else to report guys. Can we get out of Q1? We will see in a bit.
Our race weekend continues as we head into FP3 and then qualifying. Practice 3 affords the teams one final opportunity to tweak their setups as the drivers get to grips with the tracks every turn. Once they reach qualifying, there simply won't be time to think twice. Drivers will need to outdo one another if they're to climb their way up the grid and secure themselves a solid starting position for tomorrow's race. Here we go folks, it's time to get started.
Radio check. Copy, radio check.
So for here, for qualifying guys, we can see we have no rain at all. So while the track is pretty low traffic, I think we're going to get Theo out, and we are also going to get Alex out pretty quick after him. Now traffic will be a major factor here on this track. We'll just get him onto our flying laps. Monaco notoriously hard to pass on, so we will really have to try our best here to attempt to get him out without much traffic. It might be unavoidable, but I think Theo might get a good lap in, so we're just going to slow it down and we'll pick up Theo here, check his times. I think we're going to get both drivers on a clean lap guys, so that is good for us. There's also an Aston Martin out. Now I think towards the end everybody will get a clean lap in anyway, but just in the event of a red flag or any sort of a crash that can ruin a lap time, we are going to do our best to avoid it. So both drivers are pretty okay so far, a 19.1 and a 19.1. So Theo's actually quicker than Alex again, and he's still running the old spec underfloor. So it's interesting times guys. So Theo was quickest there. That will be beaten. I do think the 33, yep, it's already been beaten. I think there was a McLaren out there that's lapping pretty hot. So we'll just have to see. And yeah, we're probably pretty even. Albon might have a slight advantage. So that's our quickest time of the weekend, 1:12.964. So, and Ricardo just goes 6/10 quicker. So, considering Ricardo's the weaker than McLaren's, I don't know is that good. And you can see Albon beats Theo, but not by much. Not by much. So it's going to be interesting to see when we do, hopefully after this weekend, we will manage to have both cars running in even setup and parts, and it'll be interesting then, guys, to see how they perform alongside each other. Obviously engine wear and stuff like that can play a role, I understand, but it will just be interesting to see same cars, parts, what they can do. So we've got our first run of qualifying in, and what is very encouraging, guys, is we were nearly 5/10 quicker than Lance Stroll, so that is off to a good start. So as the boys recover here to the pits, we'll change up onto a fresh set of softs and get ready for the last run. And with that being said, guys, we'll be back here to check out that last run. So guys, we are back here with 3 minutes on the clock. And as you can see, we are currently sitting P10 and P11. Now I think that's mainly down to a lot of blocked traffic laps here. The likes of Hamilton, Ocon, Joe, Tsunoda, to be fair, even Magnussen I think can all go a bit quicker. Lando Norris is behind us. Mick, hit and miss, he might do it, might not, but this is where we currently stand, so we're going to see can we get anybody out. So we've 2.5 minutes left, guys. Bit of pressure on, we're going to just let this filter. Can we get a driver out there? Yep, there goes one of our drivers. We're now going to try and get a second one out there. So hopefully nobody in front of Theo produces a bad lap, but Albon manages to get out right behind Lance Stroll, which is probably not the best move we've ever made, but that's where we stand. We have 1:30 with Albon to get around. He should do that. Should. But we'll have Theo's lap coming up here shortly, guys, and it'll be interesting to see can we improve. I don't think we might break under the 2-second barrier to the leaders, but I reckon they're going to improve as well. So we are across the line, we're going to go on board. Here goes Theo. To start his flying lap. Bear in mind we still have 40 seconds. Alex is just coming through this swimming pool section, so I'm hoping he'll have enough. I think he's too close to Lance Stroll behind. Yep, I don't think Albon is going to have a fantastic qualifying, but we'll just have to see. So Theo's through the first section and he's just a fraction slower than what he did in the first run, so that is interesting. He doesn't need to find too much, and Alex goes quicker, so that's fantastic. Qualifying is now over, guys, so nobody else can set a lap if you haven't crossed the line. Theo goes fraction quicker in the second sector. So I don't know, is there much more in our car? I'd say this is where we are. So we'll just have to hope for the best. We're going to jump on board here with Alex as he goes through. Theo is currently... he did improve, but we're talking fractions, so not really quick enough. Now, thankfully Albon is still going quicker, but this Aston Martin... oh, Lance, come on. Get out of the way. Now we should get a fair bit of drag reduction here. So we might be able to do something, but did he improve? He did, but again only fractionally. And it looks like we are out, guys. P17, P18, but thankfully, and we'll see it here in a second, we have a healthy gap now to the Aston Martins, who are what, 3/10 slower than us. And that is with Seb. So that is interesting times, guys. Interesting times. So we won't delay any longer, guys, and we'll be back here in a second with the race. It could be a bore fest.
Touches here on the grid ahead of today's race.
Williams had a good performance in qualifying. Now they'll be eager to demonstrate that they can have an even better race. Although we didn't see a standout performance from Alpine during qualifying, everything's still open to them during this race. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
And you can't get much more excitement than this on race day. It's the Monaco Grand Prix. It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. Here we have Alexander Albon. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. And looking at the second Williams car, they're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The race start is mere seconds away. We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
We are racing guys at Monaco, so I'm not sure how much of the Borefest this could be, but we'll see. Tio might get done. Oh, Tio got done.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Just do lift and coasting.
Tio got done. Alex is in P17.
We want to leave court, please.
So we're just going to leave him on deploy. This is going to be a tough race, I'd say, guys. Overtaking is a premium at Monaco. So we'll just leave it on for a lap or two and see can we pick off one or two places, and then after that it's going to be pure strategy. Kind of just settling in, find our pace. Yep, so we're going to go straight to neutral and drop to standard here with Alex. Jump on board with Tio, see can we do anything. Now he will get the benefit of DRS, so we might go neutral for a second. Wow, he fell off the back there pretty quick. We didn't expect that.
Use DRS.
So we won't have it this lap, guys, so we're just going to try and get through this one, and hopefully Alex is just falling ever so slightly off. We'll get his pace up. I'll stay on the back of Sanu as much as possible. Otherwise we're going to be in a bit of no man's land, and I don't think that's good for anybody. So just going to slow it down here because we're going to have to jump to Tio. I think he'll be okay there. So we're going to jump to Tio. We're going to go overtake.
Okay, we can use the overtake.
I'm just going to go times 2. Can Tio get it done with the overtake? Seb is defensive. We're just going to go harvest here. Try and reclaim back some ERS. Albon is now on the back of Snoota, and you can see 4 seconds already, guys. So Tio getting jumped is costing big time. We're going to go neutral here and just see can we push. We're going to go all out here, guys. We're going to go overtake again. And yes, job's good. So we're just going to leave him here on normal for a while. Can we build a bit of a gap?
And there's an overtake from Williams.
I think we will get to second, we will. So we need to now conserve fuel here with Alex, guys. So we burnt up a lot of it there. And we do need to do a little bit of harvesting here soon enough with Tio. Just to try and build them back up just a little bit, guys, just a little bit. But I think we're going to get dropped off the back here of Tsunoda's group as well. So we're just going to go harvest here for a lap. We've got 2.3 seconds to Seb. So we do also now need to put his tyres in standard for a while and fuel. So we just need to gain back that lap that we might have lost because we're running the tyres pretty tight as well, guys. So he's managing to hold Vettel as is. So we're doing okay for a while, guys. We'll give him another lap or two, and as I say, Alex is still holding on to the back of Tsunoda, which is important for us. So we're still pressing on here, guys. As I say, he's still harvesting. Now we need to go to neutral because Seb is starting to reel us in a little bit. So we don't need that no more. We have managed to recover a nice healthy chunk of DRS or ERS though. We probably won't see much ERS in this race. Won't see much DRS in this race. I can't get him right today. So we're going to jump on board here with Alex, guys, just see how he's getting on. And we're still tied up behind this train of cars, but what are people's... The good news here is Alex is running the hard, so should be able to go a lot longer into the race. And if we can keep him here and just maybe get him to mind these tyres ever so slightly, we might have a good chance of going long and hopefully maybe pick off a few places, guys. This train goes all the way up to P12. Excuse me. So it goes up as far as Joe. So Alex is doing a pretty good job here, guys, at the moment. And as I say, Theo is just kind of doing his own thing now at the moment. Once we gain another lap or two, we'll get him back onto push. But Monaco, as I say, I don't know can we do much. It's not going to rain. It's going to be a fairly mundane race, guys. So, yep, we just buckle in and sit back and enjoy it. Now, the more life we can save on tyres, the harder we can push at the end. But Theo's going to be running the hard, so realistically with Theo, we're just looking to beat those Aston Martins. If we can pick up any scraps, we will, but being overtaken has cost them a lot of time because instead of sitting on the back of Albon or even switching them around, it's now going to be pretty hard to do that. So yeah, we'll just see. So we're going to go aggressive, I think. Just see can we pull anything out of the bag. Alex is doing a sterling job though. So with everything being as it is, guys, and so hard to pass, having good tyre life again might pay to our advantage, but again, not sure. The fact we're sticking with the back of the midfield now though is progress being made, and that is good to see. And we do have more updates in the pipeline, but as I say, we're going to focus heavily on next year's car, guys. That's where we're going to put our attentions. Hopefully, in the meantime, we can develop all our background stuff, get all our operation side of things, the team hub, the staff side of it all right, so that when we hit the ground next year with hopefully a quicker car, and we'll have everybody in place and mistakes ironed out, we can really then push for that midfield fight and hopefully start picking up points more regularly. I do think the last two Grand Prix though were probably strange blips. I don't know where we found that pace in Barcelona, but the team pulled off some mighty quick pit stops and we just seem to have a good race car around Barca. So with that being said, we were able to pick up, I think it was a P10 with Alex. Theo did make a few mistakes, and that's in his locker unfortunately at the moment, but we'll work on it. We've got the time. We're only on round 7 of a 22 round calendar, guys, so we do have plenty of time to keep developing. And as I say, we're developing our racing simulator again, so hopefully that will add more experience to our drivers. It's all good things. Now Alex is out of contract at the end of the year. I am debating with it, should we see what's out there and hold tough, and if we don't have a decent option to replace Alex with, we might then look at re-signing Alex, but it's a gamble. I don't know, should we just keep Alex? He's really performed well this year for us. But can we even attract another driver? That's another question, guys. I don't know, will we be able to with the second slowest car on the grid now? So lots to be debated. But we'll see how we're going. So guys, while this Borefest is playing out, I think we're going to skip a few laps here. As I say, we're just going to be going around and around in circles. I think we're going to get closer to the first pit stop, set of pit stops, which should be, ooh, wow, another 15 laps away. So we'll see how we're going. Don't think there's too much exciting happening. We can check around the grid maybe actually. There's a good battle here up front, but again, very hard to pass, so you're looking for a lot. Both drivers running the softs. Yep. Bottas is in third place, guys, and he's got Carlos Sainz all over the back of him. Perez is stuck in this queue of cars that starts with Fernando. So not a whole pile happening there. Any other good fights? We have Norris, Gasly. No, that's Norris, Ocon, sorry. Gasly's on the back of this train. And Joe, as I say, is just leading everybody around. And Joe's on the hard, so he's going to be doing something similar to Alex. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for both our drivers. Which one will it work for best? So as it stands, we are currently sitting as we were in qualifying, P17, P18. Yep, and we are 18 laps into a 78 lap Grand Prix. So as I say, guys, I think this is our opportunity. We're just going to skip a few laps, see where it all plays out in around the pit stops, and we'll be back here in 10 laps.
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled. Okay, it's a safety car.
So big moment here, guys. We're 21 laps in, and we have a safety car. So we're going to know with Alex. 21 laps, that's a long time for Theo to go. We'd have to make another pit stop. Ooh, we're just going to ignore Bolum a second.
Okay, there's a big crash. Yep, copy.
Where are we with Theo? Yeah, I just don't know, is it worth giving up track position here, guys? So what we are going to do is harvest, and we're going to run light.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car.
Harvest. Oh,
let's see what happened there.
We get the replay of
now
the
look
crash.
At this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved.
Gasly. Oh, just losing
definite
the
collision
rear.
there. That's very unfortunate.
So not beneficial to us. For us now to pit.
What a shame.
Yeah, AlphaTauri devastated, but we do gain places, guys. We do gain places. So Gasly is out of the race. And we're just going to cruise around here and see if we catch up to the back of the pack. Now this will probably undo all our hard work. Oh, why is the safety car picked up the two of us? Oh man. Surely the safety car is going to let us go. It is, but that has just like destroyed our gap. So we're just going to go neutral on ERS here, and we're going to go neutral here. We're going to go standard pace. We just want to try and see can we catch the back now, because we're way off the back now, guys. That is terrible, terrible timing. And if the safety car comes in this lap, we are going to be in a bad place, because what we were on the back of a train, we're now 30 seconds behind. God, this is terrible. So we actually might have to push our drivers on here a bit. Just need to catch the back of that grip. Come on, guys. Oh, the safety car is going to be in this lap.
Safety car will be in this lap. Confirm.
So we're just going to go push.
We look at reducing the lift and core.
So we really got shafted on that safety car, guys. Let's put the Aston Martins right on our tail, and look at that for a gap. 14 seconds now, and I don't think we're going to be able to do much to keep that in play, but we're going to push on with both our drivers. Oh, we've had an accident. Is it Stroll or Vettel? I can't get to it fast enough.
There's contact. It's chaos on the track.
So we're just going to check out the two Aston Martins managed to touch each other, I think, or one of them definitely lost control.
Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, Vettel loses on the corner, and Lance Stroll touches the wall as well, guys.
That caused a lot of damage.
So that is another big moment. But so far we're doing okay. We're just going to keep the push on here. We've got the gap down to 8.5 seconds, but around Monaco, guys. Ugh, not good. The only good news is the gap to the Aston Martins has extended out again. And we are now running a negative fuel, so we're going to have to reduce the pushing efforts. We burnt that pretty quickly. So we're down to 8 seconds now. We might in theory be able to catch up here, because they're running, no, they're quicker cars than us, but the fact they're running in a train might help us. I'm not too sure.
You would have DRS.
DRS is enabled again, guys. So we are slowly getting there, but it is slowly. So yep, that is pretty much our race. Now we can extend Theo probably one lap, and Alex should be able to get one lap out of it as well. So that might come back to help us, but yep, as it stands, guys, not the safety car just screwed us. Safe to say that. Definitely safe to say that. I don't know, I feel like other cars don't slow down enough under the safety car procedure. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought when the safety car came out, you're kind of crawling, that's it. Everybody kind of flicks the ERS management and all that good stuff, and the rest of the grid, maybe they do, I don't know, but we just seem to get caught. I don't know, it's just terribly unlucky, but Alex is doing a great effort here. He's got the gap down to 7.5 seconds. And he's slowly but surely catching the back of the pack, but yeah, it's probably not enough. So that little bit of excitement has played out, and we're entering a pit window now for Theo, so we stick with it, guys. Let's see, pit window in one lap. As I say, we'll probably attempt to extend them out just a little bit. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, guys, we aren't doing a whole pile more, so we're going to go to ×4. Now people are pitting, but I'd say they have such an advantage. Will we get many spots? Caught behind Hamilton. Why don't you overtake them? So there has been a couple of pit stops, nothing fantastic or anything to write home about, and that getting caught in the pit exit, we really should have been up the inside of Hamilton with at least one of our cars. So we're just going to push on here, guys. Now, Tio's tyres are coming down pretty quick in life, so we need to keep an eye on that. As we all benefit from DRS, Tio now is falling behind the second again, and I think Alex is going to be quickly behind the second as well. So we've lost that little bit of DRS that we had. It just shows the pace difference between the cars. Hamilton's managed to pull out a 1.23 second lead in, what, a lap and a half? So is interesting stuff. Now Danny Rick, are we going to get him in the pits? We will with one of our cars. Second one, Tio is passed as well. And yep, Norris got held up there pretty badly with that one. So I suppose the swings around about, guys. It's actually paid off there because we've gained a little bit on Norris. But again, I don't think we're directly fighting Lando Norris here in this race. So Alex is still doing a cracking job, guys. Tsunoda is well up the road, and he was the car directly in front of us, so these pit stops have really hurt us. So we're just going to push on here, guys. We're getting another lap under our belts, and that will stretch Tio's pit stop. He should be okay then to run the hards pretty much to the end of the race. Obviously, if we get any late safety cars, we might look at maybe swapping to a set of mediums or a set of softs, depending on laps left and good stuff like that. We are past Tsunoda, we are past Gasly, is it, or Mick Schumacher. So we are going to go this lap, pit for hards. So this will be Tio's pit stop done. In he goes, everybody's past him, and even Vettel goes past. So now again we have the battle of how far Vettel will go into this race, and can we what's his tire life like? He is, oh wow, he's nearly out of hard, so we should actually be catching Vettel pretty quick. He might even box this lap. He doesn't. Interesting stuff. So I think once you're below 30% tires, you can lose like a second a lap, or at least that's what I'm led to believe. So we don't want to catch Vettel too quickly here, because it's just going to be very hard to overtake him, even though he's got terrible tires. Albon is running a nice race there, guys. He's actually now to P11, so without that safety car I think he could have been a little bit higher, but again he'd probably just be a mobile roadblock. I imagine that's what would happen there, but there was a huge mobile roadblock going on there, and I don't know who that is. There was a Haas car involved in it, and a dark... Oh, Joe is leading the race, guys, and look at that for Q cars. Magnussen is behind him. Wow, Joe was the head of that train we were battling with, so that'll tell you how far up Albon could have been. How is Tio doing? We are right on the back of that Aston Martin, so we're going to go overtake as well. Now this is where it's costing us lap time, guys, so we don't want to be here for too long. I'm going to give Joe the overtake here coming out of the tunnel. Can we get a move done? Should get him on the straight, but yeah, the sooner the better. And I bet you he'll pit now after all this. So frustrating. So we're just going to push on again with Joe, guys, or Tio even. Joe is still managing to hold up the pack, which is fantastic. Just goes to show you the strength of Monaco and the lack of overtaking that is there. So we'll just jump on board with Alex. He's kind of slowly catching up to us. But again, we're going to be a bit of a mobile roadblock on that one. So, all interesting stuff, guys. And we're just going to bring Theo back to balanced. And I'd say that is us again, guys. So we're more or less halfway through the race. And, yep. Is as it is, guys. Yeah, I'm not going to get a whole pile much more out of it. We're dropping slowly back from Hamilton all this time, and I'd imagine what's going to happen now is we're just going to create a queue of cars behind us, much like Joe is doing, and Alonso, and anybody else who's a little bit slow. But we should be okay. We got another 5 or 6 laps to go to Alex's pit stop, guys. So we might skip forward on that, and we'll come back here to check up on Alex's progress as he gets close to his pit stops and see how it all plays out for us. So we'll see you in a second. So we're back in lap 45, guys, and not much has changed. We're just doing a bit of target turning with Theo, just to make sure we can push on hard then towards the end of the race and see can we pick up anything. He's 12 seconds off the back of Mick Schumacher though, so probably realistically maybe not. But Alex is still here in P11. Now unless there is a monster accident up here and people drop out, Alex will probably end up dropping, I'd say, below Theo when he makes his pit stop. And that is purely because of the safety car bunching everybody up. So Alex will be a little bit, although he will be quicker on the medium tire, so we probably wouldn't let him pass Theo if he's behind Theo, but we'll have to catch him to pass him. So we're just going to wind away time here, guys. We're 45 laps in now. It's really been I don't think, is he going to get it done? No, he'll get caught there and back out. Excellent. Hasn't been the most exciting race from our point of view. Now there's probably other fights in the Grand Prix that are interesting, but we haven't taken our eyes off our two drivers. Just in the hope that we can maybe pull something out. Now a late safety car might play into our advantage. Now if we were to get one in the next lap or two, it really would, because Albon would really benefit from a cheap pit stop. And he'd be on fresh tyres. But as it stands, guys, we don't have that option. So we just check in quickly on Theo. There he is, running his own race. Now 24.5 seconds ahead of Stroll, and I don't think the Aston Martins did themselves any favours once they touched the wall. That was their race kind of effectively ruined, but we've still managed to do okay there. So we're back here with Albon, and yep, this will be the lap he'll go on to his pit stop. Check tyre life, 36%. Yeah, we'll probably pit him. I think we should really. So we'll pit this lap.
Box. Okay,
as Ocon finally gets around him. So not much we can do there, and that's probably just lack of drive with the worn tyres. And what we need to do now is make sure that Ricardo doesn't come steaming by as well. So we'll be out of everybody's way here shortly. There's no fear of that, boys. No need to drive us off the road just yet. So it is looking like we will come out P18 in this event. I don't know how Albon has lost out so heavily on these pit stops, but he has. He should realistically be P16, but it's not gonna happen for him. So he's in the pits now. Where is Theo? Coming through the swimming pool section. Alex has stopped and is going again. And there is Alex. So Alex actually is now P16 and Theo is P17. So there our two drivers are. Now we need to tell Theo not to send it up the inside of his teammate. because that I've seen it happen to others, and yeah, it's not nice to lose both cars over a silly incident like that. But Alex now is kind of getting up to speed here relatively quickly, and I think we probably can send Theo back to aggressive as well. And we take the don't fight teammate thing off. No, we can't because he's only 6/10 off behind him. Mistake. Thought Alex was stretching that to over a second, but he didn't. So we're down to kind of what, 19 laps, 20 laps left. Yep. We'll bring up the trap map in big, and there we are, guys, in a land of our own. We have 11.8 seconds to Mick, who's just crossing the start finish line there, and that's gone up to 12.1. So all in all, I think it is going to be a P16, P17 for us, but we will drive on time and see does anything exciting happen, guys. It's not a bad result, I suppose, considering where we were at the very start of the season, where we were back there where the Aston Martins are. We're definitely nearly half a lap ahead of them, so, you know, well, definitely, we're not half a lap, but we're not far off half a lap, 30 seconds up the road, which is fantastic for us. But as you can see, oh, Joe finally pits, and that releases, oh, Kevin Magnussen is now the lead car. What is K-Mag? Oh, he'll have to pit. He'll have to pit. So it's an interesting strategy. I don't know did running long help anybody really out, but Magnussen now pits this lap. So we'll actually see the leaders now kind of rocket past, and it's amazing we haven't been lapped yet, and that explains why we haven't. But Leclerc and Sainz now should really foot down and move on pretty quickly here, guys. Let's see what our lap will be once they've been released. They're now down to oh, look at that, 2 seconds a lap faster everybody's gone there. That is pretty impressive. So Alonso looks like he might be the bottleneck there, guys. But that was a mighty change in lap time. Nice to see it. Oh, we've had a crash on track. Who has crashed? Gasly? No, Gasly's out. Joe has crashed at turn 7, so let's have a quick look. It's not going to be a safety car, I think, but he only, oh, look at that.
Clearly something went very wrong there.
So might be places for some grabs, but the gap is still 8.6 seconds to Joe. So, and he's running the soft tires, and he looks like he's up to speed. Does he have any damage? Hard to know. Will he pit? Will he not? He's not pitting. So that pretty much sums that up. There's our two boys cruising around. Now we can run Theo on standard actually again, because to be fair, he's stuck behind Alex here, and Alex is just toning him around. So, don't know will there be much. I thought we might get a late safety car, but I think we have enough of a gap that we could pit to softs and still come out ahead of the Aston Martins. Although in theory we would nearly keep Albon out. We probably actually keep both drivers out, as it's very hard to overtake, and we'd probably try and pick up a few places if anybody else pits. I don't know would running the softs do us actually many favours, but we'll probably only increase the risk that we'd write off one of the cars. And we're actually running very low on chassis parts. We've only got 2, and they're both being used right now, so we need to be wary of that as well. I do think I have 1 or 2 in manufacturing, so we should be okay, but it's just to get to that point in time. So 20 laps left now. Thought I had 20 laps left a while ago, but anyway, me and Matt don't always agree. But yeah, it's pretty uneventful race, guys, so we're just keeping it in track view here, and we'll see, are we going to pick anything up. The top 3 have bolted from Alonso, which we thought would happen, and the rest of them are just fighting there amongst themselves. The Aston Martins have been lapped. Will they lap us in 20 laps? I don't know. I don't know. So lots of little DRS trains kind of popping up around the place. Ricardo's one there, definitely holding up Norris. Whatever about Magnussen, but definitely holding up Norris. Tsunoda is another one holding up Joe, and is that Mick Schumacher? Yep. So actually, yeah, Ricardo is holding up Norris and Magnussen. Tio now has dropped to 4 odd seconds, 5 seconds off the back of Albon. Stepping off his pace thing really did affect him, but he still managed to put another 13 seconds on the Aston Martin since I last looked. So we're okay with that, guys. And all we're looking for really this year is if we can close that gap to the midfield. It means we know that our research and development side of life is working, and all going well into next year. If we can produce a better car, base car, we should be able to really step on it. So we will be focusing, as I say, heavily on next year's car. That is the plan that we are sticking to. As I say, the points we got in the last 2 races were bonuses realistically for us, and probably helped me to look fantastic in the board's eyes. That will finish probably P7 in the championship. I can't see us holding on to P6, but stranger things have happened. And that will also see us increase in our prize money. So we'll actually check that at the end of this race, guys, maybe, and we'll see how we're looking for that. But we should see a nice boost on the prize money there, guys. So we're actually slowly catching the Aston Martins to lap them. I don't think we will do it, but that is a nice improvement in pace. So I think I could probably push on again with Tio. There's no real need to. I don't. There's actually not a need to, is there? Because like we're not doing anything. All we're doing is burning up engine life. And realistically, it's probably the same for Albon, although he's got the gap down to 5.7 seconds now. So, but we realistically probably could save a bit of engine life, gearbox, all that good stuff. They're both pretty healthy, but still, we don't need to burn it up. Not when we think a P17 is realistically the best for Tio. So we could even slow it down and try and save some mileage on our engine, but we'll see how we're going. So we're down to, what's that, 9 laps left, guys. So it is winding away nice and slowly here. Albon isn't catching, so we're just going to back Albon up now as well. Don't know, is there a need to, like, we just save our engine, save the gearbox, save the ERS. It's a long season, so we're only on race 7 out of 22, and we're already on our second power unit. We've already touched our second ERS module, and we're on our second gearbox, so you know, it's a long way to go. So wherever we can, we'll have to try and save it, because engine penalties could play a big difference for us later in the year. If we can save some of ours and other teams pick theirs up, there's potentially more points to be had later in the season. So that's where we're standing at the moment, guys. We're just going to go times 8 here with 6, 7 left, 5. We have 5 laps left. And Tio will actually be lapped here by the leaders, so that's a fair pace from the Ferrari since they got unlapped. I suppose we did back Tio off as well. So Albon actually might lap the Aston Martins. Fantastic. Yep, Vettel gets out of the way of Alex. Look at that, guys. The Aston Martins really had a terrible day. P16 laps P19. I don't think I've seen that before. And to be honest, I think Stroll might just escape it here, because as I say, we've backed the pace right off on our cars. Last lap, no need to do anything crazy, so we're just going to conserve both drivers. Hopefully nobody does anything silly. So this will be a much shorter episode than normal as well, guys, just because purely nothing really happened. One safety car, we didn't do any pitting, we left it as it is. So Theo will cross the line first because he's a lap down. And we'll jump over to Alex here now. That is Theo across the line. There's Alex, 6 seconds off the back of Joe. So again, there's no pressure. And Charles Leclerc, it's a 1-2 from Ferrari here at Monaco, so that's a fantastic result for Dale. Red Bull seem to be struggling a little bit in this save, not sure why. Alpine won very well with Alonso in 4th. Mercedes kind of around there, split by the Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas. McLaren's will pick up points, Ricciardo will look to be getting a point, I'd say. So it's all interesting stuff really. Actually McLaren getting a point is not that good for us because I think we're ahead of them at the moment. But anyway, as I say, it will be a tough season for us. There is the checkered flag.
Checkered flag.
It is a shame about no points, Alex, but you know what can we say? P16, 17, we got 1 place after qualifying, so we're okay with that.
An okay performance for Alex Albon today. This was a mixed performance from Williams today. Some excellent decisions and then some strategies that will need a bit of work.
Yes, I imagine they'll roll up their sleeves now and make sure their next performance goes even better.
And they're in 6th place in the constructor standings at the end of this weekend.
Next time, the teams will be racing through the streets of another city. Join us in Baku on the shores of the Caspian Sea for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
That should be a good one. I wonder, is that a mix-up on Alex's side? Yeah, probably was. So yeah, long race today as well, guys. Plenty of things to delay everything. But yep, there we go. Alex managed not to be lapped. Theo did get lapped in the end, but still not a bad old result for us, guys. We'll quickly check. Yeah, slipped down a few places. And we are still P6, but Alpha didn't get any points, but McLaren did. So potentially even P8 could be realistically where we finish, because I think these two teams will be picking up points throughout the season. So we just quickly go here. Do we get a development point for Theo? We do. Alex, nope. And Jack doesn't really get much time in the car, so we don't expect much there. 3.5 million in sponsorship money, which is fantastic, and we didn't pay out any drivers' bonuses. Now I do think we might have lost a streak there. P16, yeah, I think we have to finish P15 for that to kick in. And there is a suspension manufacturing complete. I think we were short maybe suspension as well. We'll quickly just look at our car and go to car development, current projects. But we'll see where we have a research on the underfloor for next year, which will be good. We have a new front wing coming in 27 days, which will be good. And we are in fact manufacturing 2 chassis, spare chassis, so we need those. And the new side pods, which we'll have one in 6 days. So that's where we stand at the moment, guys. I think that might be it. As I say, our facilities, actually we'll do our drivers quickly while we have them. I think Alex did not get a point, Jack did not, only Theo. What are we going to develop? We will go reactions. Try and get Theo's reactions into the 60s at least, and then we can start kind of pushing everything towards the 70s, and we'll round them off as a nice race driver. So guys, I think that will be it for now. Oh yeah, we know about that, a great race, post reef, yeah, all good stuff. So guys, I think we will call it here for this one, guys. As always, sorry for the probably a bit of a boring episode, but hopefully in Baku we can get back to some exciting racing. Monaco is just notoriously hard to overtake on, and none of our strategies worked out. We didn't get much in terms of safety cars. If anything, it screwed us. So not the best of weekends for us. So guys, with that said, I've been Snowman86. This has been Williams F1 team, trying our best with Williams F1 team. I don't know what the best way to describe it, on Formula 1 Manager 2022. And guys, until next time, we'll see you all again. Take care.